I got an opportunity to catch up with Randy spraying beans the other day, and this is the final spray on this field. And he's went around the field twice, and now he's starting the long rows, and he's going to work point rows off to the right here. And it's very interesting to watch the boom, how it shuts itself off. Let's see, that stops him from getting a double spray. It's expensive to have a machine that's GPS guided and that has the capabilities to control the boom like that, but that expense is recouped in the fact that you don't waste product. This field is to the left there. It's about 6/10 of a mile long. When he makes those two passes around the outside, he tries to straighten out them crooks, which you can see his tracks over against the trees. He jogged around with the trees, and then the second pass, he tried to kind of straighten that out. And then it makes it easier to fill it in when he's doing these straight through passes. And in open running like he's doing right here, he's running about 15 miles an hour. He's got a 100-foot boom. So with a little math, you could figure out pretty quick how many acres he can cover. If he's in the open, like if he was over there to the left in the distance running in those half-mile rows, he'll cover a lot of acres in an hour. And again, here you can watch that boom turn on. And it's just drawing a line right where his end pass was made. Very, very little overlap. No gap. Randy said there's 10 shutoffs on the boom. I guess if they were equally spaced, they'd be 10 foot each, but he said they weren't equally spaced. And it appears by watching it that the shorter spacings are out on the end of the boom, and the ones in toward the center are a longer shutoff space. And I'm sure that they calculated all that out to make it the most effective. And you watch him here when it starts turning on out there at the end, and then the last end that it turns on looks like a pretty short section. And now you can begin to see in the color of the video, you can see that the mist that he's dropping changes the color of the field. And so as we go along here, when we get down toward the end, it becomes real evident how he's literally just painting the field. And the computer screen in the machine is the same way. He's just painting the field, watching that screen, and it just keeps painting it in solid. And it'll tell him any little gap that it might have left. He said he uses the color blue on his screen, so as he's painting the field, the shape of the field just keeps getting more blue. He's not spraying herbicide here. He's spraying a fungicide and he's spraying a liquid fertilizer, and he's spraying an insecticide. So he uses a real high pressure, and he uses a broad tip, and the spray tips overlap each other, so there's actually spray being shot at an angle instead of just straight down. So it fogs the plant. Very, very good. Very effective at getting in under the leaves. I didn't ask him the rates, and I didn't ask him the chemical names that he's using because I didn't think most of us that watch this would understand that anyway. But he did say, I asked about the solution. He said he's putting on 10 gallons to the acre. And now you can really begin to see how the field is bluish green where he hasn't been yet. But after that spray fogs that plant, then the plant has a more green color. And you can see now he's down to just this piece here that he's got to fill in. He's going to have all this part of the field done. I remember when they first started using these sprayers and using GPS, and they didn't follow rows anymore. They just drove across the field. And I thought that was so odd that you would be willing to tromp down your crop to get this coverage. But the way it's explained to me, the benefit of the product you're putting on there, the fertilizer and the fungicide and the insecticide, offsets the amount of beans that you'll tromp to the ground. You'll increase your yield enough to overcome that. So it doesn't bother him that they do that. But you'll also see that there's tracks that he's running in. This is the third time this field's been sprayed. It's the second time it's been sprayed with the standing crop on it. And he's following the same set of tracks that he followed last time, trying to minimize that damage. And you get up here this high, I'm about 500 feet now, and it kind of puts it all in perspective, and you can see how he's just literally just painting the field. I asked about the cost of this machine. He wasn't exactly sure, but it was somewhere around $300,000. For another $30,000, you can get it to shut off each nozzle instead of a section of the boom. You get what you pay for.